Welcome to RLS Talks. Today I'm here with Bear.
Hello,
Bear, would you like to introduce yourself?
I am 14-year-old RLCS 2028 graduate. I'm a DJ and social media creator under DJ Bear underscore, DJ underscore Bear underscore official. And I've worked with Rock and Roll Institute and DJ events at Rooted, and I'm doing art. I'm doing art scene coming up, and a couple events here at Rockford Lutheran.
Thank you. Well, that's really cool, Bear. Can you please tell us how you just got into becoming a DJ?
I feel like I've been into music my whole life, and I recently, as past 2 years, have been getting into DJing. So I got my first DJ set up when I was little. That one broke a couple months later, but so then I gave up for a while. But then, as recently as 2022, I want to say, I got another set that I've been using for a while. And then I have a Pioneer now, which is kind of the gold standard for DJs. And a Pioneer is the gold standard for DJs. So, basically, it's the best of the best.
Gotcha. So, in your opinion, what would you say your favorite thing to DJ is? Do you like doing like EDM, mixes, slow? Like, what's your type of style?
EDM, I'm kind of into like house, kind of, maybe even like a little bit between James Hype and a couple other artists, so like tech house. But I also do some pop and EDM for the open format DJing.
That's very cool. So, when it comes to DJing, what do you say is the most fun part, but what is also some of the struggles that you may have?
The fun part would be like actually doing the DJing, because you get to interact with like the crowd. But I would say the hardest part is actually setting up. There's a lot of time and effort you have to do to set up. Combine that with the schoolwork you might have, it can be tough, even harder than in the summer. Like in the summer, it's harder.
Gotcha. So, from my understanding, have you done a few shows already, or have you done like concerts or some type of? I guess my question for you is, what have you done in public with DJing?
Rock and Roll Institute is the first one. I've also done events at, like I said, I've done Rooted, and I've been to family events, and I've also done different fundraisers, and almost all of the stuff I do goes on my Instagram, DJ Bear Official. So everything I share to Instagram. I also, part of it is, for DJs, you can't use Spotify. Like, you can, but it's a lot harder to DJ. So you have to get dedicated DJ streaming or record pools, which have easy to mix songs. So, for example, you know how some songs like don't have like an intro, like they just start right on with the like consumer commercial grade. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so. I think I might know.
So, but DJ mixes of songs use a special kind which starts with an extended version of those. So it might start with like some drums and bass before getting into the actual song. Or like it might be a filtered version. So let's say like there's a song called Slide by Calvin Harris. It has this like piano intro and then it hits into the drums. But in this DJ version, it starts just with the actual drums. So you don't get the actual intro. And it just goes kind of quickly into the actual song. Or you could say songs in house, like start with a drum beat that you can change out. And then in DJing, it's kind of complicated. So not all songs have these versions. So sometimes you have to play and you have to like echo out or like filter in or loop into the next part. And then there are kind of like versions where you will have 8 or 16 bars of just plain drums. And they only play the most popular part of the song. These are called short edits. And these are mainly used during when everyone's on the floor at a wedding.
Gotcha. So I know you mentioned something about how you're doing art. What is it?
Rockford art scene
this year.
Where?
Where's it at?
Mount Olive.
So when is that?
So it's this Sunday. No, it's this Friday at 4. So it's the same time as the actual party, or like the thing at school. It's gonna overlap. So you might have to travel back and forth, which is what I might do if I can. But it starts at 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock at Mount Olive Church in Edgebrook.
Gotcha. So will you be DJing at this art? What is it? Is it like a festival or what is it?
It's called Rockford Art Scene.
So will you be DJing at Rockford Art Scene?
Yes. So what that is Rockford Art Scene is something that takes place all over town where people show their collaboration. And I actually know a couple people there. Shout out to Vic Rivera. He has been supporting me since I joined since the winter version of Rock and Roll Institute. And then Quentin has also been a big help. He works for Lux Productions and Rock and Roll Institute. I also want to take the time to shout out the owners of that camp, Jessica and Stu. All amazing people, and they all have really good camps.
So when it comes to DJing and your journey in DJing, who inspired it? Was it just something that you picked up, or do you know somebody that kind of like got you into it?
I feel like it's mainly like I got into it because I used to listen to I was listening to music since I was a kid, and I always thought radio DJs were I thought were everyone DJs like song after song with the transitions. DJing and radio DJs are different things because radio DJs like 97ZOK don't really have DJ mixes. Well, they do, but not during the daytime. But a DJ is just dedicated to mixes, and they don't really talk a lot on the radio. So, and then there's like club and wedding DJs, which specialize in like either doing club dance parties, or they do things like wedding and dance based on the bride and groom's request and playlist.
Well, that's really cool. Is there anything else you would like to add, Bear?
There's one more type, and that is like public DJs, which is what I am, where people reach out to me and then I accept the gig. And if they don't give me like a queue or request playlist, I'll just make my own playlist. And a lot of times I'm freestyling.
Thank you. Well, is there anything else you would like to talk about?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Well, thank you, Bear, for letting me interview you. I hope you had a nice time here. Thank you for teaching us about DJing.
Anytime.
Would you like to say your socials one more time?
I'm on Instagram at DJ_Bear_official or Bear Birch on Facebook.
This has been RLS Talks. Thank you for listening.